Hey guys, Dwayne here, and I'm going to do a video to answer a thread. This is Fred, Bigstar1000's 2011 Obsession thread. So, choose 10 albums that you were pretty much obsessed with for the year 2011. And from what Fred said in the thread is that they don't have to be albums that were released this year per se, but albums that you were just obsessed with this year. So I chose my 10, and these are in no particular order. Some of them I'll open and show you, some of them I'll just pass by them and just, speak briefly, because he wanted you to discuss a little bit about the album. So the first one I'm going to show, classic album from the 70s. I hadn't listened to it for a long time. I've always had it, but it had been years actually since I had played it. And I heard the title track on the radio one day. This was early on in the year, and it just made me go, man, I forgot how much I liked that song, And so I pulled the vinyl and I started spinning it, and it got played probably every day for, I'd say, a 2-week run. I was just re-obsessed with this album. Now, to some people, this artist is kind of corny, but to myself, I absolutely love him. And this is a concept album. There's actually 3 in the series. And it's a cool-ass concept. Very space rock kind of concept. But anyway, the album is Children of the Sun by BillyThornton. And there are 3 albums in this concept series, in this story. But yeah. So this is my mint copy, and then I have a copy that has been played many times over the years, but I thought I'd show this one. So I absolutely love this album, and got re-obsessed with this year. So BillyThornton, Children of the Sun. Very cool story to this album. So that's that one. Like I said, there's no particular order. This next one, when it comes to, being a bass player, of course, I have my idols. And, I have idols in different genres as well, such as, metal is obviously Steve Harris from Iron Maiden. In the jazz genre, definitely Jaco Pastorius would be my #1 guy. But next to him, without a doubt, and has some of the most killer records ever made. And this is his first. And if you go back, if you're a fan of this man, if you go back and revisit this, which is definitely a little different than everything else in his much later stuff, but re-listen to it, I got obsessed with this year. Absolutely phenomenal record. And it's Children of Forever by Stanley Clarke. In fact, this is actually Stan Clarke. And this is on Polydor, I believe. Yeah, Polydor. Absolutely killer album. So this one I cannot recommend enough. I mean, this man is just, before we had the Victor Wootens and the other big name bass players out there, next to Jaco Pastorius, Stanley Clarke is just a monster, and still is, But you can, if you go back and listen to this album now, you can totally see what was going to become of Stanley Clarke. I mean, it shows right here. So there's that one. Third album. I've shown this a few times, and it's funny because when I was watching Fred's video, I actually just went and visited his channel, and which we don't do a lot. Sometimes when I watch my VC videos, I go through like on the front page of YouTube, it has all my people that I subscribe to, and it shows like the new videos and things like that. Sometimes I forget to actually go to the person's channel and check them out, see what all's going on, things like that. And I do that, but you know, I do it very infrequently. So I had gone to Fred's channel, and it's so funny because this album is shown on his channel wallpaper. He has a picture of, you know, a bunch of like this, like spined records, but it's up close. And this album, you see this album stuck in there. So Fred, I know you have this. But I've said it before, I cannot say enough about this band. And this album, I was so obsessed with. I'm still obsessed with this record. And it's The Shins, Shoots Too Narrow. Absolutely such a killer band. And anyone that's watching, if you're fans, new album comes out in March 2012. Very excited. I forgot the name of it. Something of Morrow or something like that. But it comes out in March. So I'm looking forward to that. And this is in a Blake sleeve. Blaked it out, as Derek likes to call it. And this one, this is the one of the rare pressings that comes with the poster, which I won't bother taking out. But, you know, anytime you can show this kind of stuff, I do. So this is on the white vinyl. So that's that one. And so, on to the next one. Now this one, you know, a lot of you know I'm a huge Rush fan, and I always talk about Moving Pictures as being my #1 album. Well, this one was an album that I hadn't played very often, know it well, you know, and when I would play it, I usually pop on the CD. But I picked this up at the beginning of last year, and the sound was so amazing. This is another re-obsession. I got re-obsessed with this, and you know, I just could not stop playing it. And it's by far one of their best albums, with no doubt. But this is the original master recording of Rush's Permanent Waves. And this actually has my favorite Rush song of all time on it. But as albums go, I just hadn't been playing it over the years, you know, and I have a standard issue of this as well, but when I picked this up and it just sounded so amazing, I could not stop playing it. So Rush Permanent Waves, excuse me, original master recording. And the interesting thing about this is it's a special limited edition, and on the back at the bottom here there's a little square, you know, where it says special limited edition, and normally there'd be like a number written in there for it to be numbered, and it's not. I'll show you there, you can see it, get the glare off of it there, it's just blank. So I don't know if they were originally going to make this a numbered pressing. I don't know how many pressings they did. I never looked it up because I didn't care. I was just happy to have it. So if you guys ever see this pressing, don't pass it up if you're a Rush fan. So there's that one. Now this one, this is, I had a digital copy of this album, a downloaded digital copy, and Mr. Fartboy, Tony, him and I kind of discovered this at the same time. And those that have been watching our videos for a long time may remember this, but we had kind of discovered this album at the same time, and we had ordered it roughly around the same time. But I wasn't thinking straight, and I thought it was only available from overseas, so I ordered it from England. It took forever to get here, but it got here. And you know, if you're a fan of progressive rock, stoner rock, Sabbath, yes, you know, mold all that together in one band, and you have this most amazing, phenomenal record. I could not stop listening to this album for like 2 months straight. And it's The Weirding by Astra. Absolutely a killer record. And yes, this is blaked out too. Has to be. Look how gorgeous that cover is. And you know, any fans of progressive rock out there, this is an absolute must-own. So there it is without the sleeve, and it is a gatefold. There's been a few different pressings of this on different variations of colored vinyl, and I'll show the one I have. I think Tony's is the same too, I'm not sure. I don't quite remember, but it's the black with blue and white marble splatter. And this is a dual LP. There is not a bad song on this. And if you want a album that you can just really escape into, this is an absolute killer album. Pick it up if you still can. I'm not sure. And then, okay, well, of course, I've shown this. This is actually a recent acquisition on vinyl, but my band, you know, next to Maiden, my band, and this new album right here, oh my God, At the Edge of Time, Blind Guardian. This is the picture disc edition. Fans of Blind Guardian, kind of picky people. They put the band in 3 different areas or categories. They categorize the band as early Blind Guardian, middle Blind Guardian, and new Blind Guardian, which goes back. The new stuff is considered the last 3 albums. And I'll tell you something, I'm not that way. I see an absolute flow progression of the band from the beginning to where they are now. You know, it flows. You see the growth through every album. Just, you know, I can't say enough about these guys. I've talked about these guys a lot lately, so I'm not going to stay too focused here. I'm going to move on. This album is such a great album, and I got it on vinyl this year. And the beautiful part of it was I got it for free from a friend of mine in a box of albums that I got from him. I did a video on it way back. So getting it on vinyl and spinning it, once again, re-obsession, and it stayed on the turntable for a long time. And it's Strange Times by the Chameleons. And this has the main album, and then it comes with a bonus second disc in here as well. So it's actually a 2 LP set. Listen to the Chameleons. You've got to listen to the Chameleons. If you like the Shins, if you like Echo and the Bunnymen, if you like you know, any of that kind of post-punk material, I mean, this is there. It doesn't get much better than these guys right here. And this is by far, my opinion, their best album. So I got totally obsessed with this once I got it on vinyl. So there's that one. And so I got 3 left. So that was 7. This is number 8. And this one I definitely blaked out as well. And I got to give a big thanks to Derek on this one, because when I first joined the BC, and Derek was one of the first guys I watched, I had sent him a message asking to see if he had any Vangelis, which of course he did, and he did a video spotlight on it, and he showed this, and I had not heard of this, and I'm a big Vangelis fan. So it took me a while to get it, but what an absolute masterpiece. I was obsessed with it, and once again I still am. And it's Aphrodite's Child, 666 on Vertigo. Absolutely phenomenal album. And then this one, with the passing of this individual last year, or this year, this is probably one of the best live performances caught, and on vinyl is just amazing. So rest in peace, Ronnie James Dio, and this is Black Sabbath live at Hammersmith. This is the 3 LP set, limited edition, numbered, and the pressing is just absolutely so amazing. The recording is so amazing. The packaging on this is so amazing. Yeah, this is so good, and I was definitely obsessed with this. So there's that one. That's number 9. And then number 10, a lot of you already know the answer here. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I already have a couple times about this album, but Arian. And Arjun Lucassen, whatever, calls this 01. That's what he calls this album, but it's actually 010110001. 3 LP set, colored vinyl, but this album here, which basically wraps up the whole Arian story, is just so amazing. So that's it. Those are my 10 picks for 2011. The Obsession picks. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot. Don't know if I'll be doing another video before Christmas, but most definitely probably will afterwards, soon afterwards. So thanks for watching. Peace. Stay in the groove.